The protection racket for Kevin Rudd over the past 24 hours has been extraordinary. Labor's cheerleaders have come out to downplay the utterly astonishing act of the President of the United States, the most powerful man in the world, telling Australia's ambassador to his country that he doesn't like him and probably never will. It takes a gymnastic stretch to turn this humiliating incident for Kevin Rudd into one that can be weaponised against the coalition. Yet that's what the media have done, including the Sydney Morning Herald's once serious columnist, Peter Harcher, who manages to make that contortion. He claims it was simply comic relief and it's the coalition that's in the wrong. He writes, "The coalition, struggling to find fault with Albanese, renewed its ritual calls for Rudd to be replaced. The coalition can't see past its own tribal fetishes." He also asks, so should we take them seriously? The question answers itself. Imagine turning Donald Trump's blast of Australia's ambassador into the coalition's fault. It's a preposterous take befitting a publication whose reporter was accused of being nasty by the president himself.
Where do you come from?
I'm from Australia.
Who are you with?
The Sydney Morning Herald.
Nasty guy. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to ask a question.
Go ahead.
Former Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull also downplayed Trump's criticism of Rudd, just calling it tongue-in-cheek.
I would think taking vengeance on Kevin Rudd would be very low down on Donald Trump's priorities, and I think his rather tongue-in-cheek remarks are evidence of that.
Well, this is all very partisan from a disgruntled former Prime Minister who, like Rudd, was also rolled by his own party. The Albanese government is hopeless at running this country, but they're great at political spin. And with the media's help, they've managed to turn the worst moment for an Australian ambassador into an attack on the coalition.
And I think the opposition have egg all over their face.
Well, that's the Labor spin right there. Defend Rudd, attack the Liberals. But it's not just the partisan media. Even highly respected journalist Paul Kelly wrote in The Australian today that the coalition does not deserve to be taken seriously on United States issues. He wrote, "This is a humiliation for the coalition. The Albanese-Trump personal concord has left the coalition discredited and outsmarted, having badly misread the dynamics of the alliance, having underestimated Albanese and Rudd, and having conducted shrill warnings for 9 months about the multiple dangers and allegations about a precarious US-Australia relationship. Nearly everything they said now looks misconceived or plain wrong." Well, let's be clear about what we've seen this week. A successful meeting between the President and Albanese is largely owing to Trump's current exuberant mood after the incredible achievement of his Middle East peace deal and bringing home the hostages. This is lucky timing for Albanese. The meeting also went well because Trump wanted a deal on critical minerals to circumvent China and to have the upper hand during trade deals that are coming at his meeting very shortly. These factors explain why the meeting went well, why Trump was gracious and didn't give Albanese a hard time like he has done to plenty of other world leaders. Trump's praise is not a reflection of how well Albanese has handled the US-Australia alliance. In fact, it has been badly mismanaged, starting with the appointment of a long-standing Trump critic as ambassador, despite the possibility Trump was not done with his political career. There have also been many policy decisions taken by the far-left Albanese government that have infuriated the United States, and probably would have done so even had it been a Democrat in the White House. From cozying up to China to Palestinian recognition, an Australian government has never been less aligned with Washington's strategic interest since the time of Malcolm Fraser. And you only have to look at Trump's actions to see how he feels about Albanese. It's been nearly a full year, since Trump won the United States election. He's met with 57 world leaders in that time, but not Australia. He famously refused to take Albanese's phone calls. They have had no personal relationship to speak of, and Trump apparently doesn't know who the Australian ambassador is. This after having a warm relationship, even playing golf with Joe Hockey. The rare earth critical minerals deal also wasn't some genius idea by the Albanese government. It's been on the cards since Arthur Sinodinos was ambassador, as Arthur himself told Chris Kenny last night.
Because we've been talking about this for a few years now. Even from my time as ambassador, I remember briefing cabinet subcommittees on this.
And also, the Trump administration has been trying to strike a similar deal with Canada as well as Australia. So yes, the White House meeting was a success for Albanese, as we covered last night, and that's unquestionably a great outcome for Australia. But Trump didn't go out of his way to shower Albanese with a lavish reception like he did for former Prime Minister Scott Morrison during his state visit in 2019. On that occasion, President Trump even read poetry to Scott Morrison. The poem was written by Morrison's great-great-aunt, Dame Mary Gilmore.
We are the sons of Australia, of the men who fashioned the land. We are the sons of the women who walked with them hand in hand. And we swear by the dead who bore us, by the heroes who blazed the trail, no foe shall gather our harvest or sit on our stockyard rail.
As you'll recall, it was a star-studded affair that signalled the closeness of the leaders' personal relationship and the strength of the US-Australia alliance. A working lunch with Albanese in the cabinet room, not even the Oval Office, doesn't come close to the royal treatment Trump gave Morrison, a leader who shared his values and unequivocally stood side by side with the United States. Yet Albanese and Rudd's cheerleaders will continue to pretend that a cordial business meeting 1 full year into Trump's 4-year term is an act of foreign policy prowess. It's not. Don't be fooled by the spin.